us as a people, we're always, Tupac or Biggie, or we always pick our sides and pick and choose. And lately, the conversation around here has been who was the real boss? Was the real boss Chapo? Was the real boss Mayo? Chapo was just the fall guy. Chapo was just this, that. Can y'all clear up any of that for us?
And I think we both can. I think Jay and I will both agree that it sucks to hear when people just disrespect someone. Just Chapo's obviously in prison now, but you know he was obviously the boss. He's just as boss as any boss. I don't think that there's too many people that made it to his level. And I always compare it to my brother and I, where we're equally partners in the business, and I see him and Mayo the same way. And of course maybe Mayo is a little bit stronger, or a little bit more you know handling a lot more business, but they needed each other. That's obvious. And his reign's been a little longer. I'm talking about Mayo. And I think it helped to have someone to take all that heat off of him.
Well, I mean, to me, we're both the bosses of their own organizations, and Mayo being the boss for over 40 years, of course, had that advantage where but I just don't see a number one and number two. And for sure, in my dealings with them, they always respected each other as they don't care about number one, number two. That's everyone else. But I think that just because Chapo's been in prison now, that little like whole show is over. Now they look for the next person, and to me, Arturo Bertan Leyva and Mayo Chapo were all bosses. You know, in their own right, and there was never such thing as who was number one, who was number two. If that makes any sense. I think that's public, or that's government, whoever, whatever makes it sound good, about always trying to see who has the number one spot. Um, but I just didn't see it like that. I thought that you know they each had their own organization, and Chapels could have been powerful, or stronger in one you know aspect, and Maya was Maya's could have been stronger in another. But of course, Maya's the continues to be the boss to this day. So yeah.
Do you think there was one that was, I don't know, maybe one easier to work with than the other?
Ah, for sure, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. I think that Jay would agree. We had a choice. We would, our loyalty probably be with Maya for sure.
Yeah, Mayo was he really took a liking to us, and he was a businessman for sure. Like,
Mm.
it was easy. He was not going to ask why. He respected a lot of our decision, or just whatever we could come up with to make things work, and he always rode with us. Yeah, it was a lot easier to do business with Mayo than Chapo for sure.
That agent did that interview, and he talks about going in front of the committee and speaking. They did that because he's the only fool that was going to back up everything they say. I
Mm.
mean, not that he carried any weight for him to actually say those things about Chapo, like he was never a boss. It's just stupid.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. We're talking about Better Yes, Hector Better Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I
he
think because now it's over. Now he's not the topic, I guess, right? He's in prison, so I think
right.
I just don't see the necessity. I always say, well, Chapo's everything everyone ever heard he was, and Miles just that, and never been arrested, and been the boss for a longer period of time. His
Right.
organization continues to be a strong organization, and he's a smart man for sure. Just to add to that, I think today, right, like for us that were in it since long ago, like even Chapo, right, is like you start hearing about him everywhere for the last 10 years, 15 years, or whatever. Of course, people in Mexico are going to say differently, and I mean, I agree 100%. But there was big lords. A lot of people didn't know who Arturo Beltran Leyva was, and he was,
The
right there
boss.
with them.
Right.
Powerful, very powerful, drug lord, capo, and many people don't know about him. I think it's just, now that with social media and everything, I think that people are starting to understand, okay, well, who is Miles Zambada? But, to us who've been in the game for a long time, I mean, Mayo was always Mayo, and
Right.
Chapo was always Chapo.
What type of relationship did you guys have with El Mencho? Somebody else had asked if he said anything to you after he rescued you guys from those federales.
Yeah, we continued our relationship with him, and we knew him. We knew of him through some of our associates that were close to him. But you know, he's always been that known for that, you know, for being vicious, you know. And I think that our relationship was kind of we didn't get to build on it because he at that time he was pushing a lot of, and you know, it was kind of not something we were like trying to get into too much, you know.
Right.
Well, to be honest, I just he was not a type of person I want to do business with. How about that?
Yeah.
And we would stay away from, like, you know, I had a relationship afterwards, and you know, we'd meet up, talk, and um, you know,
And
he
truthfully,
was not the perfect businessman for sure.
yeah, he and at the time, to be honest, man, he wasn't who he is right now. You're not trying to do business with the little dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the time, I think that even though he was more about, you know, like security and that type of his squad. He was not more business. We were way more business. We were way more advanced and had a better position than he did at the time. You know.
Okay, that makes sense. He was just a super goon at the time.
Yeah,
Exactly. But, you know, I mean, basically, he went and he did what he was supposed to do. Right. He
That
went
was his
and
position. He played his position.
exactly. And I know people are gonna be like, "What?" Like, look, at the end of the day, we're businessmen. We're money people. You know, there's different people. You know, in the organization do different things, and you know, at the end of the day, the businessman is going to be the one that's on top no matter what. So just remember that. You
yeah.
know.
It's true to say that because people like you try to explain the story and they have, you know, they say their comments, but are you speaking from a thug point of view or are you speaking from a businessman? Which one are you? Because if you're just a thug, then you don't understand me, and I don't understand you. You know, and I think that that's a big difference. You know.
If you a thug, it's not your cheese.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. You know, we're in two
Hmm.
different worlds. You know, you know, you're just surviving. You know, I'm living. In other words.